Hey everybody, today we're going to look at a really easy way for you to do some of your own ear training inside Logic. This is using just the default stuff in Logic, and it's really easy to kind of make a system where you can create random tones or random EQ curves. And so I want to go through this process and explain this and show you how to do it real quick. So first, we're going to load up the test oscillator. I'm going to turn it off for a minute so nobody goes crazy. I'm going to put a MIDI effects, and we're going to use, in this case, we'll use the modulator. And I'm going to use the random generator here. And we're going to set this down to a couple bars. We could even go slower or lower if you wanted to for that, but that should be okay for now. Then I'm going to say for the destination for this, we're going to learn the plugin parameter. I'm going to click on the frequency. Now you'll see this changing frequencies every couple bars. You can see it almost maybe still too fast, so we're going to slow it down. This way we could relatively easy still have time to see it. Then all you have to do is close your eyes, listen to the frequency, see if you can guess which one it is, and you'll know if you're right or wrong just by opening your eyes. Super easy way to just test out different frequencies. If you want to narrow this down, we can pretty easily do that as well by changing the output level and then upping the offset. So now it's just going to do a smaller range right in here so we can really narrow down our focus on where we're testing our ears. So you're going to hear it's a lot more subtle when it goes between them. And of course, we can expand that back up by resetting these parameters. So now with 100%, it's going to go across the entire range. Some things will be super high, low, and in the middle. Okay, this is one of the methods. Now I want to describe one other method right now, which applies to a number of different options here, but we're going to take off our modulator for a moment. And we're just going to do white noise. And now we're going to put an equalizer. And with the equalizer, we're going to either do a boost with a relatively narrow bandwidth. So now there we go. Now, we could have just left the modulator on there, but I wanted to start with it completely fresh. And now with this, what we want to do is the same process. We're going to learn plugin parameter, and I'm going to select the frequency on here. And then we'll switch it to the random. We'll slow it down like we did before. And now, instead of just hearing the tone, we're hearing a boost in the noise. And we can do the full peak like this, or we could actually do less, or we could do more. I mean, the EQ lets us go all the way up to a higher level. So now, let's see if we can hear this. So that's the higher frequency there. You can actually look at it right here on the green. Ooh, so perfect example of just possibly blowing all your speakers out. I'm going to edit that down so it's not quite as loud. You get the idea. What we should do, narrow this down a little bit and push it up so we don't go into the super low frequencies when we're boosting something by almost 25 decibels. Let's just go down to a lesser amount for a moment. And for this, if you even get close, say you're saying it's around 6K or around 500 or around 800, that's going to help you with your ear training. Now, the ultimate then would be if we were to cut, can you actually tell where it's cutting? That's probably the hardest one of all of them. I'm probably, not going to get a perfect score on that particular quiz either. But it's a great way to be able to constantly make our ears better and to learn more about the ranges. The last thing you could do is, instead of using an actual test oscillator, you put a musical track and you do the exact same setup with the EQ for boosting and cutting, and see if you can hear this when there's actual musical content underneath it. Okay, that's all I want to show you today, is just the simple method of doing some ear training using some of the built-in tools to randomly give you different scenarios that you have to try to figure out. And the more you do this, the better you're going to get and the better you're going to be with all of the tools that use any kind of harmonic processing. Okay, that's it. Hope you're having a great week, and we'll be doing some more videos this week.